I've spoken to 4 people who've seen the Epstein files, and they told me there's nothing in them that suggests he was a spy. So the people who I spoke to who've seen the Epstein files said that there was nothing in there that relates to any intelligence agency. There's nothing in there that is related to some kind of national secret or be classified, or that intelligence agencies would even be interested in very much. Which of course raises the question of why is it that the government doesn't release the Epstein files to the public. There are also other sort of key details. For example, Ghislaine Maxwell, his associate, is the daughter of Robert Maxwell, this British media baron who was seen to be close to the Mossad and the MI6 and other intelligence agencies. Epstein was friends with Ehud Barak, the former prime minister of Israel, who led a military intelligence agency. Jeffrey Epstein had a lot of these connections in politics and media, and it does seem like some of his friends had connections with intelligence agencies. But just because there's a lot of smoke does not mean that there's fire. So another strong piece of evidence against the idea that Jeffrey Epstein had intelligence ties is that he didn't bring it up. And that sounds counterintuitive, but actually a lot of criminal defense lawyers I talk to say that if they have a client who cooperated with the government, that they would use that as a bargaining chip, right? If you're charged with sex trafficking, you want to make sure that you can go to the government and be like, hey, please go easy on me. I helped you out once. Jeffrey Epstein was criminally investigated twice, and in neither case did he bring up this defense that he did intelligence work. In one of the cases, one of his lawyers told me that he asked Epstein about it, and Epstein straight up denied any involvement with intelligence agencies. A lot of this belief goes back to a quote attributed to Alex Acosta. He's the prosecutor who oversaw Epstein's case in Florida years ago. There's a story out there that when Acosta was being interviewed for the Trump administration role, he was asked about the Jeffrey Epstein case, and he said that Epstein belonged to intelligence and he was told to back off. Years later, the Justice Department investigated this claim and they discovered that Acosta screwed up, but they asked him point blank, was there any intelligence connection there? And he said no. This answer was buried in page 169 of a 350-page report that no one read. So a few weeks ago, the Justice Department and the FBI issued a memo announcing that they would no longer release any more files. They've only released 3 new pages from the many, many volumes of evidence that they collected. And now they say that, we've looked into it. It's not really clear why this is. A lot of people have speculated it has to do with President Trump's own relationship with Jeffrey Epstein because they were friends back in the 1990s, but there haven't been any credible accusations against Trump in relation to Jeffrey Epstein. There's still some ways that we could see part of the Epstein files. There's some congressional committees that have issued subpoenas to the Justice Department asking for some of these records. If there really aren't any big national secrets or nothing classified in these files, then it really raises the question of why the government will release them right now. They have in their possession and they could make it public. We can see for ourselves what's in there and what's not. If you want to read more of our coverage of the Epstein files, head to businessinsider.com.